So, hey Aries, my name is Chris, and this is your beautiful reading for whenever you freaking find it. In 2026, all the readings are yearly readings, kind of. There's an extra yearly reading, but 2026, there's a choice to make. In 2026, most likely you already made the choice. There's the Seven of Cups and the Devil. So will you choose the darkness or will you choose the light? That's the big question here. And there's more to it, right? So you don't necessarily, but I'm coming back to this, right? So sometimes there's an urgency created and then we're presented with false choices or choices at all. And whenever somebody pushes us to make a choice, and whenever there's pressure to make a choice, right? The Devil and the Seven of Cups is an energy where somebody is trying to manipulate you, creating a sense of urgency, pressuring you, guilt, fear, shame. You need to make a decision right now. And whenever somebody pressures you and forces you into a decision, usually through guilt, fear, shame, stress, pressure, it needs to happen now, fast, fast, fast. Here you have certain options and you choose now. That is a red flag, right? That's a toxic situation. There's the Two of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, completely different couple here showing up, very beautiful. So what are you focusing on, right? That's the big question. And let's just get a little more context. There's the Five of Swords and the Knight of Cups. You're moving on from difficult time. You're moving on from conflict. You kind of won this conflict, but it was a very dirty fight. And now you're moving on from it. You're taking your cup. It's not the beginning stage. You know exactly what you want. Yeah, now it makes sense, right? Now it makes sense. Somebody is trying to... you got your cup, right? You got your cup and you're going. And the conflict is over, right? You already made your choice. So do not renegotiate or do not reopen that question, where do you want to go? You already know where you want to go and you know it. You're already on your path. And if you keep that path, right, what is coming next is a lot of support from the universe, Queen of Pentacles. All of your efforts will fall on fertile ground. You got your plan, you're executing your plan, you're following your heart space, right? You're doing what you love to do. And somebody is trying to question that. Are you sure? Who do you think you are, right? Don't you want to consider this and that? And I got this totally great job. All you have to do is sell your soul and you make a ton of money and you can be someone and it looks great on your CV. Stop following that what you love to do. This is what you love to do and you're already on a horse, right? It's no longer the Page of Cups, it's the Knight of Cups. So you're already going and you heavily invested in that, and there's momentum and movement and progress and you're focused on what you want. And Queen of Pentacles is here as well. Somebody wants you back in the conflict. Somebody wants you back behind the fence with the cattle. Somebody wants to make you question your decisions that you already made, because I always see you having picked your cup. You know what you love. You know what's important for you. You know your ideals. You know and you're going for it. Very successfully. Very blessed. And somebody doesn't like that. So what usually toxic, narcissistic, antagonistic people do, they question you, they irritate you, they try to stress you out, right? Bring you in a frequency of stress, right? Whether it's, they try to just bombard you with all sorts of BS, right? And then try to create a situation where you feel like you have to make an instant choice, or you feel like you have to move very fast and run, never run, never, never, ever run, right? And reject that sense of urgency, reject that questioning, right? You made your decision. Do not allow anybody to talk you out of this. There's the Ace of Wands with the Queen of Cups. You got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles now. You know what you, and again, that combination, and lately in my readings, the combination of fire and water in combination shows up all the freaking time in harmony, not contradicting each other, right? So your heart space and your passionate fire energy no longer suffering for it, but joyful, loving creation, right? That's beautiful. So there's something, maybe you discovered your passion, and maybe that passion is just something that brings you joy and happiness while you're doing it. Could be crocheting for F's sake, right? Could be, you don't need to be grandiose about it. I love to do my tarot card readings because I can talk about my stuff and process my stuff, right? And hopefully in the process of it all inspire you, and I don't know, maybe you see a few inspirations and parallels for your life, right? So narcissists, toxic people, antagonistic people, they don't want you to be zen. They don't want you to be calm and happy and focus on what you want to create, but that's what you deserve. So let's just see. 6, 8, 2 more. Balance restored. 8 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the beautiful Empress. The Empress in 2026, right? The Empress in 2026 shows up all the freaking time, just a lot of the time, combined with the Hierophant, this time on her own bottom of the deck. This is self-mastery. That's all 4 queens rolled into one, and you got 2 queens here showing up in your reading as well. So these are pretty much all 4 queens in one, complete mastership of your internal life. You know what you want, you know what you feel, you know what you're passionate about. You know how to do it, how to manifest it, right? And the universe completely on your side, fertile ground everywhere. Trust that, trust your emotions, trust your bliss, trust your joy, trust your creative process. You don't need to show anything for it, right? Just do it, because it is a reward in itself while you're doing it, right? So this is kind of rejecting this utilitarian mindset where everything needs to be means to an end. Immanuel Kant, and you actually pronounce it Kant, right? He developed this idea of being an end in itself, right? And self-sufficient, you know, you're good enough. You don't need to be, you know, a means to some end. You don't need to have something to show for it. You can just do crocheting or this and that, right? And be enough, right? Just in what you're doing and enjoying that. And that is bringing you balance, by the way. And there are people who don't want you. They want you to be means to an end because they want you to be means to their end, right? That's utilitarianism for you. And it's not bad in itself, right? It's just bad. You can still be means to an end. You can still get something out of it, right? There's no contradiction. But don't just do it for the outcome. Make sure it is standing on itself. It is valuable while you're doing it, and it brings you joy and happiness. Not just 5 years down the road, but now while you're doing it, right? So it can be means to an end, but it should always be an end in itself as well at the same time. And if it's just means to an end, then I don't think that's a good idea. Queen of Cups, clarifying the Queen of Cups. There's the Lovers even, right? So if you are happy with yourself, right? And you deserve that. You deserve to be happy. You don't need to be useful or, you know, you can just be freaking happy, and you're attracting good people. And I think you're feeling this. You're feeling that whenever people come along and try to question you and, and question, who do you think you are? And are you sure about that? And don't you want to go back to school and study for another 4 years or 3 years or whatever, right? You're not having it anymore, right? You're done with this, but these people show up in the world. It's a pandemic. You don't want to be the hanged man. You have been the hanged man long enough, connected to the devil here. Look, there's the page of Pentacles. You got everything you need. And can we just recognize this here for a moment? The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. So there are 2 big exclamation marks. The universe totally on your side. You just have to trust yourself. Don't need to be someone, something. No urgency. Reject that. The daily practice that I recommend is meditation and breathwork. 10 seconds in, 20 seconds out, 7 seconds in, 14 seconds out. Make the out breath 2 times that of the in breath. And you're pretty much good. You're releasing negativity whenever you are. Sacred Earth is here as well. Whenever you're driven into this sense of who do you think you are, faster. You need to produce something, have to show something. Artificial deadlines, right? Always in a hurry. That mindset, totally not your friend. Balance, focus on, we're in Pluto in Aquarius, right? Pluto in Capricorn since 2008. That was a horrible time where we had to run faster and faster. But you know what? The system is not designed for you to make it. Certainly not by running faster and faster. The system is actually designed for you to die trying to make it. So the only revolutionary act that you can absolutely surely do on a daily basis is to slow the fuck down and do what you love. Sacred Earths, connect to the earth, right? Maybe the journey, Paulo Coelho, right? Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it is about unbecoming everything that you're not, that isn't really you. Paulo Coelho. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it is about unbecoming everything that isn't really you. And you're perfect just the way you are, right? Most likely, people who follow my channel are not mass murderers or something like that. So I assume you're a decent human being and you know that weird porn you watched 10 years ago. Pfft, fuck it. Where your fear is, there is your task. Carl Jung. Not sure. Okay. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. Søren Kierkegaard. And in all that, all the elements for your happiness are already here. That's what I love so much. All of the elements for your happiness are already here. There's no need to run, strive, search, or struggle. Just freaking be. And there are the antagonist, the narcissist is always trying to rush you, push you, question you, talk you out of stuff that you already have decided. Disturb your inner peace. That's what it's all about, right? And if you cultivate your inner peace, if you make that a priority, nobody can really touch you. Joyful, loving creation, one step at a time. You're dealing with life as it comes to you. You're not catastrophizing, oh my God, what could happen? You're dealing with it on a day-to-day basis. And if you make a daily habit out of joyful, loving creation, meditation and breathwork, connecting to nature, I know that's a lot, but you know what? Maybe you work a little less because it's not like you're getting anywhere. Anyway. So we're going nowhere slow. We're not going nowhere fast, we're going nowhere slow. Now, Budaya, that's what I got for you. Share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. There's a yearly reading, check that out. There's a summer reading even. And if you want the full picture, you can watch the sun, moon, and rising or your entire chart. And hopefully see you next time. Now, Budaya, my friend. Ciao.